everyone, how are you doing? Welcome back to Rev and Restore. My name's Keith, and in today's video I'm going to be using a windscreen chip repair kit. Now these kits are really cheap. I'll put a link down in the description for the Sealy product I used, but I'm pretty sure they all work the same. They're relatively inexpensive. One consideration I would make though is I bought this kit because I thought I would repair the screen on my Classic Mini and my TVR, but the new windscreen on a Classic Mini was only £51 anyway, so it's not really worth repairing. I might as well just replace, but it's a different story on my TVR. That's got a nasty chip in it, and the screen on the TVR is sort of £300 to £400. So if I can save it, if I can get a repair done, it's going to save me a lot of money. Now, what I have found with these kits, they're a little bit fiddly, a little bit tricky, so I will take you through step by step how to do the repair, and like I say, I'm pretty sure they all work in a very similar way. So sit back, relax, and let's get this windscreen repaired. Right, so I have a nasty chip in the windscreen of my TVR Tamora that I need to try and sort out. It's cracked horizontally. And from the inside, it can be quite annoying when you're driving it. So I bought this windscreen repair kit. It's made by Sealy. If you do a search on eBay or Amazon, there's loads of kits for sale. A lot of them from China, don't recognise the name. Not sure if I trust them, but Sealy's a UK brand. They're obviously quite well known for making tools for the garage trade, so I'm sure it will work. I've already used this kit once. It is a bit fiddly though. The instructions are not 100% clear, but I thought I'd show you what you get in the pack. So you get a little pin, that's for clearing out the damage in the hull. And this kit will actually do 3 chip repairs. Little cloth for wiping the screen. You get this sort of suction mount. This is reusable. And then you get 3, they're like stickers. That's for sticking the cup onto the screen where you do the repair. The middles don't need to be used on them, they can come out. So originally you get 3 of them, but I've already used the kit once. You get the adhesive, you get a syringe, which you use for applying vacuum and pressure. You get some film strips there for the sort of final part of the repair. You'll see that in a moment. You get a razor blade for cleaning up the screen and cleaning up the resin. And then there's O-rings in here. The O-rings go in the middle, and then our mount goes on top, so that creates a nice seal. One of the most important things is the resin uses UV to harden. So there's lots of UV out in the sun obviously, so if you do it out in a sunny area, the resin will just harden before it's had a chance to fill the crack in the screen, so you need to do it indoors or a fully shaded area. There are some kits which rely on a UV lamp to activate the glue. This doesn't come with a UV lamp, but literally you just park it out in the sun and it will dry within about 15 minutes, but don't do it out in the sun because the resin will dry before you have a chance to apply it properly. So luckily I have a garage so we can do it undercover. First thing obviously is to clean that screen, get it perfectly clean, and then you need the little pin, you need to go along and where it's actually made a hole, just go round it and make sure that the hole is clear, that you've picked out any loose bits of glass. There's a tiny little bit come out of there, but yeah, you're basically just cleaning out the hole, and then we'll give that another clean. Next up we need to take one of our adhesive pieces, and this is sticky on both sides. It'll all become clear, so we need to peel off one side. There we go. And then we need to apply this to the screen with the hole in the centre of the damaged area. So there's our damaged area. Make sure we get it right in the middle. Apply it and then press all the way round to make sure it's stuck home nicely. There's a tab at the top that's meant to point towards the top of the screen. That just makes it easier for you to take the application part off in a moment. Once we're on there, we then need to peel off the front side like so, and one of our O-rings that needs to be placed right in the middle. So the O-ring's there to act as a seal between the screen and the pedestal. This is our pedestal. That's what we use to apply the adhesive or the resin onto the screen. And as you can see, that now fits over where the crack is, and we centre up the holes. Make sure that's nicely pushed down onto the screen and glued in the whole way round. Now this bit's really important. This is the resin. There's not much there. Do not overdo this. So it says to fill the pedestal, which is this part, 2/3 full. If you overfill it, which is a mistake I made, you get resin up into the syringe, and that causes you a problem because it can harden and block up the syringe. So we just need to look from the side. Oh, I'm spilling it already. I'm just sort of dripping it in slowly. Right, so it's probably hard to see. Try and illuminate that. That doesn't help. But it's about 2/3 full. We're up to about there. So just over half, about 2/3 full. Now this seems counterintuitive. We need to fit the plunger onto the pedestal, and we need to draw a vacuum. Now this plunger has 2 notches in it, first notch and the second notch. So what we're going to do is connect it up. We're going to pull it all the way out to the first notch. You rotate it and there's a clip there to hold it in place to stop it returning. That's pulling a vacuum, which is basically pulling all the air out of the crack. And we leave that for 15 minutes to make sure all the air is evacuated. Once the air is evacuated, we can then twist and release, and then that will let the resin go back in again. So fit the pedestal, make sure it's nicely fitted, pull a vacuum, lock it in place. Now we've got to wait 15 minutes. And like I say, that's sealed on there. We've got the O-ring in there. That's pulling a vacuum. It's taken any air out of that crack, ready for us then to force the resin back in again. Right, we're just over halfway through into the 15 minutes vacuum time now. If you see resin drawn up into this syringe, take it off, clean it out and start again. That's because you've used too much resin, because what will happen, it will get sucked up into this syringe and it will basically block up. And then of course once it blocks, there is no longer vacuum there. Right, so that's had 4 minutes under vacuum now. Now what we need to do is release the vacuum. There we go. Pull the plunger all the way back, and now we need to apply pressure. Put it under pressure. So we're going to go down to the second notch. So we're going to pull it right back, push down and lock it in place. And that will now push the resin in to the crack. There we go. So we got that under pressure now. That's pushing the resin in. We need to leave that for 10 to 15 minutes. Right, so that's had 10 to 15 minutes now. So we need to remove the syringe. And then we need to remove the pedestal, this part here, and the adhesive pad underneath. So got a cloth ready because it's going to create a bit of a mess here. And I'm just using my blade that's supplied to break the seal. There we go, it comes off, and of course you will lose a bit of resin out the bottom. And then we can go round. And the tab up the top's actually meant to help you peeling it off. There we go. And we've got the O-ring there as well. Now give that a wipe. Now what we need to do is use our curing film, which is this very thin plastic here. We need to put a couple of drops in the middle of where the damage is, and then literally place our curing film over the top, and then you use the blade like a squeegee to squeegee out any air bubbles. Now the most important bit needs to cure now, so we need to put it outside in the bright sunshine and leave it for sort of 20 minutes. The sun then will naturally cure it. Right, so we're outside. It is nice and sunny today, so that's going to cure no problem. Now what do you do if you have no sun? So if you've got no sun, you can use a UV lamp. UV lamp doesn't come with a kit, but they're relatively inexpensive. I have one here. It's just got some UV LEDs in it. The problem will be is you need to kind of get that almost attached to the glass, so it's right up against the repair area, and then I would probably leave that on there for a little bit longer, maybe 20-25 minutes or so, because the UV is not going to be as intense as it will be on a sunny day. Right, so it's had 20 minutes basking in the sun. We know it's dry because I can't peel up the corners, so it's hardened. So what we need to do to get it off is use our razor blade again. Just pull up a corner and we can peel it off. And then obviously the resin's dry now, so you can go along with a razor blade and just scrape it off. Last thing we'll do, we'll just clean the windscreen. Right, and then let's look how we got on. So, I'm not entirely 100% pleased. It is better, but you can still see it. It's probably not as prevalent in the centre now, but the light still catches it. Let's have a look, see what it looks like from the inside. So it is better, but it's certainly not perfect. So there we go, wasn't quite that outcome I was hoping for. I was hoping it would be a seamless repair and you wouldn't really see it afterwards, but you can still see it. It's definitely better, and it's probably, because it would have sealed up the crack now and there's resin in there, there's probably less chance of that chip spreading in the future and then getting bigger. So that's probably a benefit. I've done it on my Mini, which had a nasty chip on it, and it gave a much better result on the Mini. But again, not perfect, but it was probably 75% better. I would say that's probably only 50% better. I guess depending on the type of crack you've got, the damage, how long it's been there, how wide it is, how deep it is, will all make a difference. But at the end of the day, the kit was £11, including delivery. You get 3 repairs out of that. You're probably going to mess one up like I did. So, you know, it's cost you a £5, £6. So it's worth a go before you commit to replacing the screen. And if you just want to improve on what's there without the cost of a brand new windscreen, it will certainly improve the look for you. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope that was useful to you. Not everything goes perfectly okay, but hopefully, 1, it's a useful guide to see how to do it, and 2, yeah, it doesn't always turn out perfect in the end. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, more than 50% of you are not, please do consider subscribing. It's completely free, helps me grow the channel, and I'd really appreciate your support. If you enjoyed today's video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. If you drop me a comment, I do read all the comments. Have a great day. I'll catch you again on the next one. Cheers.